Good morning and welcome to another exciting coastal walk. It's, believe it or not, it's summer. It's a little bit sunny over there, a little bit gloomy over there, but we're in the height of summer. It's the end of July and I'll be walking west a couple of miles before we get to the Sussex border. This area here is Chichester Harbour, lovely and green and slimy, and there's your obligatory traffic cone there. Got a big walk today. We're going to be doing one island and two peninsulas. We're going wild camping in Chichester Harbour. So with no further ado, let's start the walk. So this area here is Langstone Quay, and the great news is we have a footpath all the way around. Pretty much all day, in fact, we have footpaths, and you can see the tide's out at the moment. It's quite green, quite slimy, but it should be coming in by this evening when it's time to wild camp. I have to say it's looking very picturesque there, the Royal Oak pub and the old mill there. Well, this is very pleasant. When I was researching this walk, I wasn't sure if this part was accessible at high tide. Luckily, the tide is extremely low at the moment. Right, there's not much of a footpath along here. There is a proper footpath, goes inland a little bit there towards Emsworth, but we don't like inland. This is a coastal walk. Oh my God, I need wellies here, look at this. Oh geez. Maybe I should have taken this route. Let's try that. Oh, squelch. Well, this is a good start. It feels safer, but it still feels like I could fall in and get stuck in the slime like quicksand. That looks oddly satisfying, that. Power washing the slime off. So Emsworth is an attractive small town here in Hampshire, just on the border. We're almost in West Sussex now. Grew up around the fishing trade, particularly oysters. I've just read that it sent over 100,000 oysters a week to London back in its heyday. Of course, that's long past now. Another well-positioned pub there in Emsworth, nice beer garden. Interesting dwellings here. Could you live in one of these, folks? I think I could with this view. So a bit breezy here as we walk along this exposed footpath south towards Thorney Island. Now Thorney Island isn't just any island, it's an island that's owned by the Ministry of Defence, and we have to request permission to walk the footpath around the island. We're only allowed to stay on the footpath that's circular around the island, and we're allowed to visit a church. Apart from that, everything else is out of bounds, off limits. So pretty soon we'll be getting to a security gate where we press the buzzer and wait for them to give us permission to enter the gate. I've been here on one occasion before and they've just let us through. No words were exchanged, they just looked at me through the camera, deemed that I wasn't a threat and buzzed me through the gate. Hopefully it'll be just as easy today. That's quite a long way, wasn't it? I didn't think I was going to get in. Unusual gate. Weighed down by this device. There we go. Gate of the week. Don't like this much. Come on guys. I'm only allowed on a footpath. I'm gonna have to go down on the beach. Look at this. If one of them charges at me, I've got no choice but to run into the slime. Scared, they're harmless. They're only cows. They're docile animals, don't worry. We're now on the southern part of Thorney Island. Over there is Hayling Island. Speedboat heading inland into Emsworth. Over there is West Wittering sand dunes that this camera probably isn't picking up, even if I zoom. Nope, thought not. It's nice being able to walk on sand as opposed to shingle, although it does get a bit sinky in some places. In case you're wondering what I meant by sinky, it's that. It's only a slight diversion inland, thankfully. So here we'll see that rarest of thing in Sussex, guys. This is a sandy beach. Last time I was here, the tide was right up to the beach and you can go out swimming, but not today. It was sunnier then, it was a lot more attractive. Still nice though. nice sand dunes which we're walking along now. They look nice, but they're not that much fun to walk on. Right, it's very early in the season. It's not even August yet, but let's give it a go. Not bad. A bit sharp. Do not touch the brown tail moth caterpillars. As if we didn't have enough to worry about in the wild as it is, we're now not allowed to touch the caterpillars. Now heading north off of Thorney Island. This is the Army Sail Training Centre. Just got one more thing to see really, and that's the church that's just up ahead. Well, there is a sign there that says church open, but evidently it's not. So just there are the army barracks, presumably. Not the most picturesque of buildings, but they're army barracks, they're not supposed to be. And it's pretty cool having these surroundings to yourself. This whole island. So as you can see guys, we are now here just off the island. As you can see, it's only a little, well, it's not much of an island really, it's only like a little moat almost separates Thorney Island from the mainland. Well folks, that is our island done. Now we have two peninsulas. So we're coming up here to Prinstead Beach, then we head out along here, the Chidham Peninsula, which is I think a little bit smaller than Thorney Island, but it's still going to be about 7 miles all the way around. Heading south again, once again into the prevailing wind. We're on the Chidham Peninsula now. I've never been here before. In fact, I've never heard of the place. I've lived in West Sussex for about 8 years now, and I've never heard of Chidham Peninsula until the other day when I was researching the walk. You can kind of see why. It's pretty sparse, pretty empty. So we've had to come inland a little bit folks, just off the coast there. There is a footpath, but there are signs saying it's dangerous, it's uneven, and as the tides come in, we don't have an option of walking along the beach, so I've decided to walk along this bit. Nice grassy bank, lovely to walk on, would be a fantastic place to camp, but we've still got 4 hours till sunset, so it's way too early to settle down just yet. So just looking back there, I'll zoom in. There's the army barracks of Thorney Island. And over here, the sailing centre by the church. It feels so near. Yeah, it feels like such a long time ago we were there. It was only like 2 hours. but it's kind of that creek feeling again when you're walking inland and then you come back around, and it just I don't know, there's something about it that just makes it feel like you're walking for such a long time. Just notice these clouds as well, look at these, looks like it's going to rain. Well folks, we're on the Cobnor foreshore. Please check the tide times. We've been lucky because the tide, as you can see, isn't in, and the footpath floods at high tide. There's no alternative route, so we'd have been we'd have been in trouble. Here we are on the Chidham Peninsula, so we're good. We can carry on down the foreshore there and back round, but it's kind of annoying because I downloaded a map and it had the footpath all the way around, but it didn't have any indication about it being blocked off at high tide, so it would have been a bit upsetting had the tide been in. Even with the tide out, it's very squelchy, and the squelchy bits are pretty foul smelling, it has to be said. So just across the water here is Stakes Island, and this is a failed land reclamation area from the 19th century. I presume this is an old jetty that used to go over there, or an old bridge. And I've just been reading, they're in a nice little bird hide there with the information board. There's a resident seal population here as well. Furthest east in the English Channel you will find seals. They like basking on the mudflats here. Up to 30 of them apparently. It's a lovely walk, I'm really enjoying this. I can't afford to take my time though. The tide is coming in fast. Although there is a bank there, I can probably walk along that. Pretty soon, where all these boats are, just on the right hand side, that's where we're going to be. After walking all the way in and back around again. That's Bosham, very pleasant town. And we'll be heading round over to the other side of Bosham. There's a woodland, which I'm hoping to get to later on. That'll be nice and sheltered. Looks like it's going to rain overnight. Nice and sheltered from the wind and the rain, but that's a few hours away yet. Things may change. So opposite us on the bank there is the Bosham foreshore. Bosham town is just a little way further down there, and I just figured out on the map how far we've got to walk till we get to that point, and I wish I hadn't now. We've got to walk 5 miles all the way around until we get to that point, and then I'm hoping to get around a bit further around to the other side to find somewhere to camp. And just noticed that lady swimming. Over there, looking picturesque as ever, is Bosham, and just over here, these hills are the South Downs. They're going to be a looming presence on our left hand side as we traverse from west to east along the coast of Sussex, until we actually meet up with them when we arrive at Seaford. We'll actually be crossing them, but that's a couple of months away at least yet. Well, I've had to come inland for a short time folks, and I feel like I've stepped back in time into oldie worldy England, land of hedgerows and thatch roofed cottages. They've even left the trampoline out on the green. Imagine doing that on a council estate, it'd be nicked in seconds. On the road again. This is the first actual bit of road walking I've had to do since got off the train at Havant. I had to walk down to Langstone, so in terms of road walking it's very good, and it's only just down to here and we're back on the banks. There we go, just leaving that pond there. Look at that tree. I've got to say that's a very good looking tree. Snow goose. This is like a mini peninsula. I don't even know what this weird crystallised salty stuff is that I'm walking in at the moment, but it's quite soothing on the feet. But I was starting to get concerned then because I'd run out of beach. Now, I didn't know where the footpath was going to go. It certainly wasn't across these marshes. Luckily there's a woman over there walking her dog, and she's walking along what looks like a footpath. Thank God. Getting to that point of the day now where my legs just want to rest. I've had a stone in my shoe for about an hour now, which I can't be bothered to pick out. It's only 6:30 at the moment. Still got a couple of hours until sunset. There's still quite a bit of walking ahead of us. I think we're about 16, 17 miles in, roughly. Still another 7 or so miles to go. So here we are at Bosham. I've only been to Bosham once before, and I thought it was a really nice place, but it's gone down in my estimation this time because I just found out there's no shop here. There's 2 cafes and a pub, but there's no shop. What I wanted was like a can of sugary drink or something, just to perk me up for the last push, but no shop. Sort it out, Bosham. My feet have taken an absolute battering on these rocks today. Oops, well, apparently I'm not supposed to be here, but I don't have much of a choice, I'm afraid. Oh, bloody hell. Right. This is going to be interesting. God. Right, I'm going to have to put the camera away for this, I think. Private house. Right, I'm not sure about this one either. Are we going to get around the corner and find that we're cut off by the tide? Let's risk it for a biscuit. Looks like we're going to be alright. Much like the rest of Chichester Harbour, you can tell by the buildings that it's a very affluent area. National School, 1834. Interesting. It's like a museum. Just to add to the oldie worldy charm of Bosham, got a horse and cart going through. We're headed south down Shore Road now. Beautiful houses to one side, Bosham Channel to the other, and I'm looking at this footpath and I'm wondering, can I get down there? Let's hope so. Alright, we've been lucky up until this point, folks, but the coastal path runs on shore and access limited at high tide. So it says here it floods, so we're going to have to use the alternative road route, which is up here. Right folks, so we're at the end of the official footpaths here in the Bosham area. This is where the road path that I took from that direction meets up with the foreshore footpath, and along here we have a ferry port of sorts that goes over to Itchenor opposite us there. The Smuggler's Lane ferry heart. A small ferry has carried passengers across the channel between Bosham and Itchenor since the 17th century, saving a journey of 13 miles. It was a 24-hour service until 1964, which is pretty incredible given the size of the place and the population of the area. Anyways, I think I found my spot for the evening. So I've got a nice little bench here where I can sit and relax and have some dinner. And it's a bit breezy around here, but I am thinking I might just set up along here, or along the foreshore just here, or if it's too breezy, if it starts raining, I've got a little woodland area here and a nice flat area just inside there. So plenty of options, it's all good. And they're just landing here. Happy days. All right folks, got dinner preparing. You might be able to hear the sound of a jumbo jet taking off. It's actually my cooker, so I've had to bring it here in the woods to get it out of the wind. As you can see, it's still blowing everywhere, but it's got everything boiling at least. And I've got spag bowl this evening. For those of you that aren't English, spag bowl means spaghetti bolognese, or spaghetti bolognese, or pasta bolognese in this case. That should be done in about 7 or 8 minutes. Meanwhile, got something exciting to share with you. A new beer to try. Yes, Brewdog Arcade Made, 8%, double dry hopped D IPA. Don't know what the D stands for. Coin operated beer. I paid contactless for it. Let's give it a try. It's not easy opening a beer with one hand. There we go. Right, 8%. Whew. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Whew. Got a bit of a kick to it. Oh, that's bloody good. Ah, yeah. Ah, there's nothing like that first sip of beer after a hike. Better than sex, that is. Orgasmic. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it's not a sunny night, because the sun's setting over there. It would have been a really nice setting for it, but still a lovely spot. Quite happy with this. Chichester Harbour, or Chai Harbour as some locals might call it. So yeah, pretty nice setting. It's a shame the sun isn't in the sky, because the sun will be setting over in that direction. It would have been a really nice setting for it, but never mind. Still a lovely area. I'm happy with this. Chichester Harbour, or Chai Harbour as the local ruffians might call it. So I'd give the Arcade Made beer a rating of, I think, 7. 7, it was decent. It wasn't anything earth-shatteringly amazing. The pasta bolognese, that gets a 6. It's average. Next up is a fruity little number, Vault City triple fruited mango, and look at the colour of it. It looks like a can of Tango. Cheers. 6.2%. Oh, that's bit sharp. Well, I'll have a bit more and give you my verdict once I've finished. This beer gets a 5. It's very sharp, not a pleasant experience. Right, I'm all set up. See what I mean? All set up. I've just got my stuff still on the bench, but wow, all the way over there. I'll try and zoom in so you can see it, but I doubt you will be able to. But over there is the Spinnaker Tower, way off in the distance. You got some lights over there in Itchenor. The pub over there sounds a little bit lively. I had some tunes pumping just a little while ago. But I've decided to camp out in the woods, just because it's quite windy and we are potentially looking at some rain. 50% chance apparently. So here we are in the dark woodlands. I don't think you can actually see anything, can you? So let me get the other camera. Right, back into the woods we go. I've got the flash on this camera, so you should be able to see. There it is, hidden away. And so that's it. Yeah, it's annoying we've got a couple of twigs and sticks sticking out, but yeah, the bivvy fits perfectly in there. If I'd used a tent tonight, which I was thinking of doing, I would not have been able to camp here. So there's the shore, but as you can see folks, there's the foreshore and here's the woods, completely dark. No one will ever know I was there. Right guys, as you can see, I'm trying to find some light, but it's getting dark. Lights are coming on across in Itchenor. The breeze seems to be getting up as well, so I'm going to bid you a farewell and I will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning campers, how we doing? It's just gone 5 o'clock. It's drizzling a little bit, it's a little bit chilly, so I'm still in the woods. I'm going to cook up some porridge and then get on the move. That pub across the river, the Ship Inn I think it's called in Itchenor, plays the best music. Unfortunately it was while I was trying to go to sleep that the music was playing, but they did pack up and finish about 11:30, so I managed to get to sleep after that, and I slept all the way through totally unbroken until about 4 o'clock, so I'll take that. That's pretty good. All right, that's us guys, no trace left. Let's be on our way. So we're heading down Smuggler's Lane now, and then we go to Hoe Lane. It's a great name for lanes. Quite a bit of road walking this morning, just a little bit of Chichester Harbour left to do, and I've got to get to Fishbourne station before 7:30, hence why I'm walking so fast. Fishbourne, here we come. Yeah, I know, it's childish. Well, it's a lot of road walking, guys. Unfortunately, it's impossible to get down onto the coast. Big woodland there is bordering it, and there's no footpath or anything there. And on the other side, it's just houses with their own private beaches. Like this farm here, see, Old Park Farm, private, no through road. Just can't get down there. So there'll be a little bit of Chichester Harbour as I get a bit further down, but until then, it's just roads. The good news is it isn't raining. Right, so we've made it back down to the harbour. However, I've just read that the footpath takes us inland through dense blackthorn and hawthorn. So we'll see. I was kind of hoping to be alongside the water for a bit more. Never mind. Oh, it's not too bad at all. Lovely view along here. You can just about make out Chichester Cathedral if I zoom in, or the spire at least. What a beautiful morning. The size of these reeds, I feel like I'm in a tropical rainforest. Right folks, here's where I sign out. I've just got to get through this little section here and I'll be heading inland to the train station, back to a nice warm bed. So thank you for joining me guys. I'll see you next time. We'll be heading from here. I can't really show you because the reeds are so high, but over in that direction towards West Wittering, and then round the coast along the beaches towards Selsey and possibly Bognor Regis. So I hope to see you next time guys. Cheers. Heading south once again, straight into the prevailing wind. We're on the Chidham Peninsula. Heading south again, once again into the heading south again.